Is the movement still expanding, and what do you see for the future?
Well, it sure is expanding. What is an important characteristic of these intentional communities is the people who are joining them. They are by far the most educated Catholics in the country. In that sense, they look very much like what you would call the people who have been active in Voice of the Faithful, the people who have been active in the Call to Action. They're highly educated. What is perhaps not surprising is their education includes a high level of education in Catholic parochial high schools and Catholic colleges. An extraordinary, almost half of them have graduate degrees well beyond the bachelor's degree. Their income levels are higher. They are the people whom you would find otherwise as the lectors and the Eucharistic ministers in the church who have found it necessary to find a more participative way of being church. In that sense, they're generally small. We have them in our rosters as being as small as 15 or 20 members, but as large as 200. When you take into account that the average size of congregations in the U.S. is actually less than 100, taking into account all the Protestant churches, the intentional Eucharistic communities fall right within that grouping. They are small, they're highly dedicated, takes a lot of responsibility on them to continue their Sunday activities rather than leaving everything to the local parish priest.
If someone wished to join one intentional Eucharistic community, how would one go about finding one in any given locality?
We have several ways of doing that. The easiest way to do that is to go onto the web and find the website for intentional Eucharistic communities. And the website is simply the title, intentionaleucharisticcommunities.org. Intentional Eucharistic Communities as one continuous word, .org. And up will come our website, which has a considerable amount of information about the May 2009 gathering of communities. There were about 45 communities that came to Washington, D.C. area in May of 2009. And there you will also find articles about the Intentional Eucharistic Community Movement. The NCR has written articles in 2001, and again a feature article by Tom Roberts, who was present at the recent gathering. You'll find that information, and you'll find the list of communities that have indicated a willingness to be listed. So of the 150 that we have, some 50 or 60, maybe 80, are found on the website right now.
Now, if there were no such community in someone's area, how would one go about organizing an intentional Eucharistic community? Is it always necessary to locate a priest who would officiate at the Eucharist celebrations?
Let me tackle the last question first. Is it necessary to have a priest? It's quite clear that there is variety in the way in which members of these intentional communities celebrate. In some cases, they have found retired priests who are available. In many cases, they find priests who are attached to, say, colleges and universities like Jesuits or Franciscans, where the priests do not have regular assigned parishes in which they will be working on a Sunday or a weekend. So those priests are available. In some cases, I'm sure they are calling on married priests to help with Sunday liturgies. And I think if you look closely at the list on the website, you'll see that there are some that list women, Roman Catholic women priests. So the listing is diverse. It's growing, and what would you do if you wanted to begin one in an area where there isn't one? There are a number of members of the community, of the larger community, who are willing to volunteer There is information about how people have organized themselves, and there are one or two people who would make themselves available if people were interested in learning more about this. So the website is a key to the information that people would want if they were interested in organizing an intentional community in their own area.